The last thing she remembered was being naked inside a shower getting blasted by water. She wiggles around, feeling stiff, finding her whole body is strapped down. There are no windows, but there is a single orange LED bulb above her head casting in a light into the cramped space. Her head is strapped down, but she can see there is a cage around her over the straps. Albright's voice comes over the speaker.
Get ready for a wild ride. You're about to be orbitally dropped in 2 minutes. Enjoy, and give my regards to the warden when you get there.
Kat says, Wait, isn't there a different way to get to the planet?
Nothing to worry about. Only 1 in 100 don't make it. We've only had 70 launches this month, so you should be fine.
Kat's heart pounds like a jackhammer in her chest, making her ears throb. She had never been through an orbital drop before, and never really wanted to. There were stories she heard about people living through a bad drop, broken limbs and years of recovery. Not that she really had to worry about her limbs. An automated voice comes on. Orbital drop in 3, 2, 1. Kat thinks, I really wish it was Graven doing this right now instead of me. She hears a loud click and her body presses against the straps around her. The fall is rough, and it reminds her of her piloting exams. The pressure making it hard to breathe, the tight quarters, the feeling she is about to die. At this point in her life, she almost wouldn't be surprised to see General Ajax open the hatch and tell her she's been in a simulator for the last few years. That isn't in any way possible, but it helps distract her from the fact that she's falling into a planet inside a modified metal coffin. The automated voice says, Slowing descent in 3. Kat hears metal clang together and is flung into the cage holding her in. The pressure against her lets up a little. She thinks, I must be getting close to landing. Another clang of metal and the pressure gets worse. This wasn't good. Kat prays she survives this fall. There is a high probability of the metal wings that were slowing her fall just broke off and she's now in free fall. She rocks against the straps and slams her face into the cage as the pod comes to a complete halt. Her face now pulsed with pain. It could have been worse, she thinks. The automated voice says, Landing complete. Opening hatch. Air hisses as the door swings open to the sky. Kat's restraints unlatch and fall to her side, and she's able to push open the cage. Everything is so bright as her eyes adjust. Shielding them, she tries to get her bearing. A large, yellowish structure is in the distance, and behind her is a single metal tower. The area around her is littered with divots in the ground. There were so many. It would be a waste of time to count them all. This must have been the normal way they got prisoners to the planet's surface. There should have been some kind of pamphlet explaining what was in store for them, but she guessed they take pleasure in the terror they cause. In the distance there are mountains on all sides. She looks around for anything else and comes up empty. No trees, no animals, no humans, nothing. Looking down, she notices her cuffs are gone, and she's now in a new outfit. It was a white jumpsuit with a zipper in the back and a bolt black number, 1215. Kat fiddles with the zipper when Albright's voice comes over the speakers in the pod.
You might want to get moving. Once the second sun hits the ground, it gets quite hot. I would hate to have the warden's new toy die on her before she gets the chance to play with it.
Kat turns her head over to the western horizon and sees the sun starting to rise over the mountains. It had to be at least a mile or two before she could reach the structure. It would also take her a few minutes to get out of the landing zone so she could run at full speed. The tower was closer, and she might be able to take shelter in that first and wait till sundown. Albright says,
Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you. If you get too close to the tower, you'll be shot.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.